Okay, Tuesday, 4th of November 2025. So, Adrian's daily vlog, sharing smart stuff men should know. The coming Bitcoin singularity. Now, this is an interesting idea that unifies technology adoption with this concept of hyper Bitcoinization. Now, hyper Bitcoinization is when Bitcoin or anything, any other technology, is so embedded in society that people are using it without them even needing to understand it, appreciate it, or even know how to use it. So we could say by that logic, then we live in a hyper internal combustion engine-ized world. People are using the internal combustion engine in the cars, motorcycles, lorries, etc., buses, you name it, without even understanding how it works, understanding the principles behind it, the tech, things like that. It's just do this, do that, turn this, turn that, and things happen. Press that, press this, turn this, whatever else, and it does stuff for us. We could say we live in a hyper HTTPS-ized world with regard to the HTTPS protocol is being used on internet browsers to keep us, safe in terms of cybersecurity. So this technology, or these, are used. They are, ubiquitous everywhere. But the thing is, not everyone needs to understand these things or adopt them exactly. It's just the key decision makers in industry, society, culture, you name it, the critical mass of them need to be using it in order to push it as like a ripple effect in the wider society. Industries, businesses, incentives, things like that. Okay, so hyper Bitcoinization. It's everywhere and we don't even realize it. Meaning it's behind the scenes, we don't even realize it's in the plumbings of the industries and businesses without even realizing it, or it's so embedded and it's not obfuscated, but it's so standard and so normal, it's just there. And that is the singularity, where Bitcoin eats everything. Bitcoin is the biggest asset in the world. Bitcoin just is, and there is no question, there's no doubt behind its validity or its usefulness, or it just is behind the scenes. I mean, those people that understand, the tech or whatever else, they recognize, oh, hang on, that's built on Bitcoin, that's behind the scenes. Hang on, that has exposure to Bitcoin, that uses Bitcoin, that leverages Bitcoin, things like that. And that's the hyper Bitcoinization, where it's everywhere. And what's very interesting is that yesterday there was an interesting development with Michael Saylor's strategy with the release of Stream, the euro denominated perpetual bond, perpetual preferred shares, that's it. And that, and other ones out there, the Stretch, Strife, and Strike, and what's the other one, Stride, those are, you could argue, the very rumblings, the very beginning of that inflection point of this singularity. It's the exponential chart. Everything, it's all stagnant, and then it's that hit the inflection point, just goes up over a short space of time. It's that is the rumblings of it, the beginnings. This, because as we see more and more of those, just how we saw an absolute flourish of Bitcoin treasury companies over the past 12 months, we are going to see products just like that flourishing with all kinds of different bells and whistles and functionality and options and choices and tools and contracts and clauses, whatever else, over the next 12 months. Between now and the end of the decade, by 1st of January 2030, we're going to see an absolute change in the market, the infrastructure, the plumbing, the possibilities, the clauses, the contracts, the innovation. Wow. And 15 years from now, it'll be different as well. And 30 years from now, it'll be completely different as well. Night and day. No, yeah, night and day in like caveman ages. Today, in the 30 years from now, it'll be saying, look how simple and basic things are or were today. And, little did we know that inflection point or something big was around the corner. It's amazing. And that announcement, Stream, and other things behind the scenes happening, other things in the future, in the next six months and 6 years, that are going to come out, that are going to push Bitcoin into the mainstream. But again, remember over here, it's not that everyone needs to understand it, just the critical mass of key decision makers need to understand it, grasp it, appreciate it, leverage it, utilize it, you name it. That's what needs to happen. And things like this creates and helps perpetuate that positive feedback loop of Bitcoin with regards to aligned incentives. Meaning, The more people have Bitcoin, the more it is that it's embedding itself in everything, basically the politics, culture, the infrastructure, the finance, you name it. I saw a very interesting tweet about JD Vance, and it was about this little Halloween costume he had with the hat, and he looked at the picture and looked at the camera, and that tweet got 54 million views or impressions. And I'm thinking, there's a strong chance that this individual could be the next US president in 2020, 2028, I guess it would be. Yeah, 2028 or 2029, January 2029. And I'm thinking, this individual is winning the culture war with regard to the memes as a strong foundation, a base, admiration, winning hearts, and yet to win the minds. I don't know the details, but okay. But I've heard, I don't know the details, but that he has Bitcoin. So that means that this administration and the next administration, and potentially if JD wins a second term, then that means that's going to be 12 years of potential pro-Bitcoin policies and ideas, and that those policies and administrations are going to help perpetuate this infrastructure and market plumbing and potential. That's going to help speed up the singularity and hyper Bitcoinization by, okay, let's say 12 years, a decade. That and aligned incentives. If this president Donald and the next one JD is pro Bitcoin, then what's going to happen is that over time it's going to be politically unviable being anti-Bitcoin, meaning as time progresses, as more infrastructure happens, as more people understand the first principles, and more products are released, people making money, education and money, more and more people will be pro Bitcoin by default. By default, it'll be bizarre, it'll be unusual, it'll be strange, it'll be alien in the future to be anti-Bitcoin. Just how it's just impossibly strange to be anti-breathing, anti-oxygen, anti-sitting, anti-water, anti-drinking water, things like that. It'll be that kind of level. In the same way, we could say it'll be strange to be anti-car, not EVs or internal combustion, but just anti-car, anti-lorry. Oh no, we should use horses. We should use horse and carriages to drive around, not cars, not wheels and gearboxes and whatever else, and axles, things like that, and differentiators. No, it'll be that. And as the next generation, people growing up, people born today, and the next generation of politicians, JD and Donald, and the next generation of innovative products, Sailor, Michael Strategy, and what's happening with 21, XXI.com, 21, Jack Mallers' company, and Tether, things like that. And what's happening with Metaplanet, and who knows other companies that are yet to have the board approve it or the compliance team to approve it, that will be bursting onto the scene in the next 12 months, for example. Yeah, it's amazing what's happening, and it's only going to get faster. And that's the singularity, where Bitcoin is everywhere and we don't even know it. It's behind the scenes and we don't even know it. In the same way that I heard, I don't know the details, that the Bitcoin white paper is on the Mac laptops. It's somewhere hidden away as a PDF, something like that. I heard, I don't know the details, but I can't confirm that, but that's what I heard a few times. But interesting as a cultural thing. But the aligned incentives, the infrastructure, the education, we're heading towards the Bitcoin singularity, where Bitcoin is everything, and the world is inadvertently on a Bitcoin standard, and energy, fuel, food, you name it, everything, energy even, is priced in Satoshis. Wow. That's the next generation, that is. Easily the next generation. And we could say that is, generally speaking, 15 years away. 15 years. Give or take a year or two or three here and there. But 30 years comfortably, easily is going to happen. 15 years at a leisurely pace. 30 years at a nice, gentle, slow pace is going to happen. That's powerful. Because 15 years, generally speaking, the world is different. And 30 years, the world is night and day on a rolling basis. So I then say, right, 30 years at most, 15 years, kind of, yeah, sure, I guess. Anything shorter than that, I don't know. It's going to be a real push. Anything longer than 15 is like, yeah, makes sense. So yeah, powerful stuff. It's on the horizon. The inflection point is any moment now. Over the next few years, 4, 5, 7, 15 years, easily. But otherwise, 10 years, 20 years. But otherwise, Adrian's daily vlog, sharing smart stuff men should know. Subscribe for more, and you will see me tomorrow.